Good afternoon, Mr. Nankoro. You've requested that I submit an audio podcast providing advice on how our client, Roma Rice Limited, should develop their business plan to incorporate the Personal Property Securities Act 2009 and its implications for its current and future rice farming operations. For simplicity, I'll refer to the Act as the PPSA from this point forward. Firstly, may I start by thanking you for the opportunity to provide this advice? You would have received my internal memorandum in relation to Roma's current legal position with respect to implications of the PPSA and creditors against Roma's assets. I will not revisit the issues in the memorandum, however I will highlight some more effective uses of the PPSA that pertain to obtaining finance for agricultural purposes in the future. I'll also draw attention to implications to consider for securing interest when it's time to sell the crops. Finally, I have a number of fact sheets that I can direct Roma to read, which may provide some insight into the PPSA that are informative and beneficially they're easily understood by all. The PPSA commenced in 2012 and was as a result of reform brought about by arduous and complicated statutory requirements imposed by states and territories separately governing security interests in personal property. It was complicated because there was a lack of uniform redress for creditors where grantors defaulted in payment. This gave rise to costly court proceedings for parties and confusion with respect to priority over those security interests. As a result of the reform, the Personal Property Securities Register now exists, and I'll refer to it as the PPSR from this point forward. This means that a creditor may register their security interest against the value of the collateral granted by the grantor. Security interests need only be registered once, unless, of course, in circumstances of motor vehicles where the collateral is registered using a VIN number. So how does this apply to Roma Rice Limited? Agricultural interests are considered separately from other personal property interests on the PPSA. So financiers will receive priority over other creditors provided they register on the PPSA. This will give effect to perfecting the security interest for a PMSI. Under the PPSA system, creditors who provide finance for crops lower their risk in securing an interest. This makes it easier, of course, for farmers to obtain finance. There are provisions that must be satisfied to perfect the security interest, namely that the farmer must grant value for the crops. The crops must be planted by the farmer or planted within 6 months after securing the interests. And of course, these provisions are contained within Part 3.2 in sections 83 to 86 of the PPSA. I note also that Roma has quite a loose arrangement or agreement with the local silo whereby the rice is commingled with other growers before it's milled. Roma may wish to consider exercising its right under the system to strengthen its security interest in the unmilled rice. A contract should include a retention of title clause for the unmilled rice and register this on the PPSR to perfect the priority over other creditors, especially in the event the silo becomes bankrupt. The clause in the contract of terms alone will give no effect against third parties, so they must be registered. And of course, these provisions are captured in sections 98 to 103 of the PPSA. Well, as promised, I would highly recommend that Roma's directors visit the website for the Personal Property Securities Register at www.ppsr.gov.au. This site provides a number of hand fact sheets, namely the PPSR Business Guide and the Farm farming and agricultural, what should you know about the PPSR? And of course, the register or the website also lists a contact phone number, which also provides for anyone to be able to call them and make inquiries as to what is the best way to register a security interest on the PPSR. Well, I hope this audio podcast has been of some assistance. And once again, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Nancarrow, to provide this advice. Of course, if there's any further instructions that you require me to fulfill, please do not hesitate to contact me under our usual internal contact message facility. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to further instructions from you.